You're not cursed. You're not unlucky. You're not being sabotaged by the universe. Most of the time, what blocks your money, your relationships, and your opportunities comes out of your own mouth. There are things you say casually, at dinner, in a text, at work, that quietly drain your power like a leak in a hidden pipe. And then you wonder, why do my plans never work? Why do things break? Why do people disappear right before something good happens? Tonight, I want to show you 7 things you should almost never tell anyone. Not because you must live paranoid or secretive, but because a wise person knows some energies grow in silence and die when exposed too soon. Stay with me until the end, and you'll never talk about your life the same way again. Think about this. Every time you speak, you're doing 3 things at the same time. You're programming your own mind, you're influencing the people around you, and you're sending a frequency into the field of reality. Most people treat words like small talk. Monks, mystics, and very rich people treat words like tools. I've seen something curious. People who manifest quickly, who create things, who build businesses and deep relationships, almost always follow an invisible rule. They know what to share and what to protect. In this video, I'm not asking you to become cold or distant. I'm inviting you to practice sacred discretion. We'll go through 7 specific things. Why talking about your plans makes you feel like you've already done them. How sharing relationship details opens doors to jealousy and interference. Announcing your income creates either contempt or envy. How constant complaining trains your brain to look for problems. And the spiritual damage of breaking someone else's trust. At the end, I'll give you a simple daily practice to reconnect your words with your purpose so your mouth stops cancelling what your soul is trying to build. Let's start. 1. Stop announcing your plans. Before they're real, imagine you're building a fire in the middle of a cold forest. The flame is still fragile, just a small spark. Now imagine that every time você conta para alguém, you throw a little bit of cold water on that flame. That's what happens when you talk too much about plans that are still in the womb. Psychology has a name for this. When you tell everyone what you're going to do, your brain releases dopamine as if you already did it. You feel proud, seen, validated, and then you lose urgency. Insight. Words can create, but they can also replace action. Talking becomes a substitute for doing. Action. Until something is already in motion. Contracts signed, habits established, systems running. Keep your plans inside a sacred incubator. Replace. I'm going to start a business with private decisions and silent execution. Speak less about the blueprint. Speak more with your behavior. You don't need to announce the seed. Just show people the tree. 2. Don't turn your relationship into public content. Your relationship is not a reality show. It's a temple. The moment you start turning your love life into casual conversation, you open the doors for comparison, jealousy, projections, and very low-quality opinions. Tell everyone how perfect your partner is, how amazing your intimacy is, and you activate inside many people a painful thought. Why don't I have that? That thought can turn into gossip, doubts, or subtle attempts to test your relationship. On the other side, if you spend hours complaining about your partner, you're slowly building a character in people's minds. The bad husband, the selfish wife, the irresponsible boyfriend. Even if you both heal and grow, your friends and family will continue to hold on to that old image. Analogy: roots grow in the dark. If you keep digging up the soil just to show the roots to everyone, the tree weakens. Action: decide that what happens between you two is primarily processed between you two. If you need help, seek a therapist, a mentor, or a very conscious friend, not a circle of bored people looking for drama. When you feel the urge to share details, pause and ask, "This will strengthen or expose my relationship." Protect what is sacred, especially when you're happy. Joy doesn't need an audience. It needs presence. 3. Stop telling people. How much you earn money is a magnifier of human emotion. When you tell people exactly how much you make, you trigger one of two internal reactions. If you earn less than they imagined, some will quietly feel superior. If you earn more, some will feel resentful, suspicious, or entitled to your wallet. There is almost no version of this where you actually win. On top of that, every time you say, "I'm broke," "I never have enough," money disappears. You're not just sharing information. You're building an identity. Your subconscious hears it like a command. Your nervous system adapts to that story. You start acting like a broke person, even in situations where resources exist. Analogy: it's like installing a filter in your perception. Everywhere you look, you only notice proof that money is hard. Action: stop using your financial situation as small talk. Talk about strategy, skills, value, not numbers. When you're tempted to say, "I'm always broke," replace it with, "I'm learning to organize my money," or "I'm improving my financial decisions." You don't owe your salary to anyone's curiosity. Your bank account is not a group project. 4. Don't turn your problems into daily entertainment. There is a big difference between seeking help and rehearsing your suffering. Many people use their problems as an identity card. They repeat the same story to anyone who will listen. Every retelling strengthens the neural pathways of drama and victimhood. It feels like relief. For 10 minutes, then it becomes a cage. Analogy: imagine watching the same horror movie every night. Eventually, the scenes live in your mind even when the screen is off. When you constantly share your struggles in casual conversations, two things happen. You relive the emotional pain again and again. Some people, not all, but many, feel secretly better about themselves when you're down. That creates a bond built on suffering, not growth. Action: choose one or two safe containers. A therapist, a coach, a spiritual guide, a journal. Process deeply there. With others, discipline yourself to talk 10% about the problem and 90% about the solution, the lesson, the next step. Ask your mind, "What is this trying to teach me?" Instead of, "Why does this always happen to me?" You are allowed to ask for help, but don't worship your wounds with constant storytelling. 5. Don't parade your wins. Before they mature, human beings have a strange impulse. We barely start something and already want applause. You sign up for the gym and post. You close a small deal and announce. You get a promising message and tell 10 people. The problem is, early validation steals momentum. When you share a fresh victory, 3 fields open. The field of your own energy. the field of the situation, and the field of everyone's reactions. Some will celebrate with you, some will doubt, some will envy. But the worst is subtle. Your own brain relaxes. You already got the dopamine from being seen. Now you're less hungry to keep doing the boring, unsexy work that would turn a small win into a solid reality. Analogy. It's like opening the oven every 2 minutes to show your guests the cake. Eventually, the cake collapses. Action. Set a private rule. I only share when it's stable, not when it's just starting. Celebrate in silence. Say thank you to life. Journal about it. Ground it in your nervous system. When you do share, do it from a place of completion, not validation seeking. The strongest victories are the ones that surprise the world, because you were too busy building to broadcast. 6. Stop speaking against other people. Gossip feels light. Energetically, it's heavy. Every time you sit down to dissect someone else's life, their mistakes, their choices, their body, their money, you are programming your subconscious to live in comparison and judgment. And here is the spiritual boomerang. What you constantly accuse others of, you start to attract, tolerate, or become. Call everyone lazy. You'll either work with laziness, date laziness, or watch your own discipline collapse. Call everyone fake. You'll live in a world where no one feels real. Analogy. Your attention is like a projector. Wherever you point it repeatedly, that movie plays more often in your life. Action. Make a quiet vow. I will not use my words to humiliate people when they're not in the room. When someone starts gossip, mentally step back. You can redirect the topic or simply be silent. Practice a powerful discipline. When you notice something ugly in someone, ask, what is this mirroring in me? Is there even 1% of this pattern in my own life? You don't have to like everyone. You simply refuse to lower your frequency by feeding on their flaws. 7. Never betray a secret. Entrusted to you. This is one of the heaviest leaks of spiritual power. When someone shares a secret, they are putting their unarmored heart in your hands. They are saying, consciously or not, I believe you're safe. If you take that and turn it into content, something to tell another friend, something to just comment, you're telling the universe, I can't be trusted with other people's vulnerability. Prosperity is not just money. Prosperity is responsibility, confidentiality, integrity. If you can't be trusted with a friend's secret, why should life trust you with a bigger platform, more clients, deeper love? Even if the person never discovers that you told someone, your energy knows. You walk with a low-level fear. What if this comes out? That anxiety quietly blocks your intuition and your sense of worthiness. Analogy. Imagine your aura as a container. Every broken promise and every spilled secret makes another crack. Action. The moment someone says, "Can I tell you something in confidence?" Feel the weight of that. Accept it only if you're prepared to hold it. If you're not, be honest. I care about you, but I'm not the best person to keep this kind of secret. Practice keeping your mouth closed even when gossip would make you feel included. Guarding a secret with honor is training for greater spiritual responsibilities. Your thoughts and words literally shape your neural pathways, your emotional responses, your choices, and finally, your results. So this video is not about being superstitious. This is about being conscious. Every time you open the mouth, you're feeding a future or feeding a fear, strengthening a blueprint or dissolving it, honoring the sacred or turning it into entertainment. When you stop letting everyone touch your dreams, your relationship, your money, your wounds, and the secrets of others, you'll feel something strange at first. Silence. Silence can be uncomfortable because we are addicted to sharing, posting, explaining. But in that silence, something grows. Your clarity. You hear your own intuition louder. Your magnetism. People feel you as grounded and mysterious, not chaotic. Your authority. Your life starts to match your words because you speak less and build more. You don't need to live as a monk in a cave. You just need to live like a monk with a smartphone. Very careful about what exits your lips and your thumbs. Your words are the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the idea and the result, between the person you are today and the one you came here to become. Use that bridge with reverence. If something in this video hit you, if you realized I talk too much about my plans, I expose my relationship, I complain as a habit, don't feel guilty. Guilt keeps you stuck. Just choose a new protocol for your mouth. In the comments, write one sentence. From today on, my words protect my energy. That's your first conscious spell. Share this video with someone who is powerful but leaking energy through their conversations. And if you want to go deeper into awareness, communication, and subtle energy, subscribe to The American Monk. Because the world will try to pull you into noise, but your soul is asking you to speak like a creator, not like a victim.